Hello friends, in this video I'll present to you the case study of startup called Zoomo. We will try to understand why Zoomo failed. So let's dive in. Zoomo started in year 2014. Let's understand what was the problem that they were trying to solve. So people had difficulty in buying and selling used cars as they could not find each other. Suppose you want to sell your used car and some other person wants to buy the car. How would you connect? There was no such way through which these people could connect. That is where Zoomo capitalized on this opportunity. Zoomo was an online peer to peer marketplace for people who want to buy or sell their used cars. So the problem that they were trying to solve was very genuine. Let's now have a look at some of the metrics related to Zoomo. Zoomo raised $6 million from Safe Partners, which is a very leading venture capitalist across the world. They also served 3,000 plus people on their platform who purchased used cars from their platform. They operated in 5 cities, which were Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and Pune. Now, in 2016, Zoomo lays off 150 employees due to cash burn, and the founder of Zoomo decides to shut down the company only in 2 years from its operation. But something very shocking happened in the Indian startup ecosystem, and this happened for the very first time. Generally, what happens is when a founder of companies know that his business model is flawed or the startup is not going to survive, what they tend to do is they take the investors' money and experiment that in the hope that they could be successful one day. But Zoomo was something unique. The founders of Zoomo, they returned half of their investors' money, which was left with them, to the investors. And this was very shocking for the Indian startup ecosystem and happened for the very first time. Now let's understand why did Zoomo fail. So it is very evident that when you go to buy cars, which is specifically used cars online, you definitely need to know what is the price of that car because you want to buy it, right? So you need to know the price. But Zoomo did not display the price of car on their website because they were not able to create a standardized pricing model, and this affected their sales very badly. Now imagine as a customer, you go to their website and you see the cars, but there is no price written. How would you feel? Obviously, you would be off and you would not be able to buy, right? What Zoomo did was they connected the people and then the negotiations would happen around price. But their competitors were far ahead. Their competitors like Car Dekho, Room, etc., were able to create a standardized pricing model. They were able to create the price of car using parameters like model of the car, the features of the car's years of usage, the mileage that the car provided, the number of dents on car, etc. So by using these parameters, the other companies like Car Dekho and Room were able to calculate the price of the car. Since Zoomo failed at determining car valuations, this lack of trust increased and they were not able to sustain their business. Along with this, car market was not very much developed back then in 2014. It was very first time that people were buying cars online. And so the timing of this startup was not so good as well. Let's now take some of the learnings from this case study. So the first learning that I would want to give you is that whenever you are operating in a marketplace model, establishing standardized pricing is extremely important. More people trust you, more will be your sales. That's the simple funda. For example, if we look at Cashify's pricing model, so Cashify is a company that sells used electronics like mobiles and laptops. So what they do is they determine pricing using standardized algorithms, and so there is trust among people. Now you may ask that what if you are working and operating in a sector whose industry knowledge is not available to you? So in that case, you should find such people, the people who are industry experts, and make sure you build a strong tech team which has high AI ML skills, because AI and ML will be heavily used when you are developing these algorithms. So based on these algorithms, you would be able to create a standardized pricing model and eventually win the trust of your customers. So that is how this works. Now the second thing that I want to tell you, that if your startup is not working, if you know that your business model is flawed, then in that case you should return your money to investors. That will be the best thing to do, because anytime in future when you want to start your new startup, those investors can trust you easily and will be very much happy to fund you. Do you understand this point? This is very crucial. Honesty is the best policy. The managing director of Safe Partners, who is Alok Goyal, said that they have set a new standard in startup ecosystem. And this was something that happened for the very first time. So these were the key learnings from this video. I hope you learned something new. Bye. See you in the next one.